Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Or should I say, oh, wait, what was I trying to do? Hello, Islanders. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast.
Have you been watching Love Island?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't
There's only
yet.
a couple episodes up right now on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you get the VPN and everything, you have like 2 weeks. But on Hulu for, us peasants in the U.S., we can only watch a couple days. But you got to start watching it.
I'm ready to
You
binge.
can't get too behind. That's the thing. Like if there's 20 or 30, it's kind of hard to catch up. Yeah. But if you only have like a couple to watch, it's nice because
it is.
You can keep up and then you can start watching every day. Ugh,
The best summer vibe.
the best.
I need to start watching.
It's so good. And I love the accents. It just makes such a difference.
It's Love Island UK, right? Yeah.
But as
It's
I was
just the
looking for it, I saw like not a preview, but like an ad for watching Love Island US, the last season, with like
Bergie and stuff? Or was that 2 seasons ago?
I think it was Bergie. What was the guy's name? Damn. God damn. What was his name?
What was his name?
No.
Oh, Keenan.
Keenan
And what was the girl's name that he was with?
Oh, I don't remember.
Keely, not Keely.
Something like.
It was kind of similar though.
Yeah. I saw that and it was him and he literally in the preview, like in the trailer says, damn.
He's on it again?
No,
Oh.
sorry. For the US one. Like it was like, watch the latest season of the US. And it's like they're in those neon rooms when they're getting like the OGs, you know? And he was like talking and he was like, damn. And I was screaming.
I literally thought you were saying he was on it round 2. I was like, I will not be watching. I cannot watch that man for one more second. My gosh.
I'm getting a boner every 5 seconds and telling the world, like, tuck it in your waistband.
Please. From bare minimum, too. She like looked at him. He's like, don't look at me like that. I was like, sir, you need it. Yeah, let's not be announcing. Like,
no.
My gosh. Wow. That was a roller coaster of a season, too.
It really was.
Oh, I need to start watching. Well, welcome back, everyone. Happy July. Crazy. Can you believe it? Summertime's we're thriving. Mm-hmm. I wanted to give a little recap at this point. It's a few weeks old, but that's okay. Leif and I just went to Delaney and Clay's wedding, and I've been talking about, I feel like I've been,
talking about the prep
for it, being like, we're going to be going to this wedding, blah, blah, blah. And it happened. We went. I was so happy that I was able to go. I truly, at the beginning of just like my pregnancy, knowing when it was, I was like, oh gosh, I hope I can make it to the wedding. I hope that I am allowed to go. I didn't know if my doctor would be like, no, like that's too close for comfort, or if she wouldn't care. I don't know. I just wasn't sure how it would all go. And so when Delaney asked me to be a bridesmaid, the baby is still secured. And when Delaney had asked me to be a bridesmaid and Clay asked Leif to be a groomsman, we were like, oh, like it's even more. We want to go even more. Obviously, we want to go regardless, but it's, so special to like be that much a part of someone's day. And so we're just like really hoping that we can make it. And we did. And I'm so happy that we were able to go. So it was just, wow. That has been my first wedding that I've been to in a really long time, actually, just in general. And I feel like it was one of my first weddings where I'm very invested in the people, because obviously as a wedding photographer and doing videography and stuff, I've been to a lot of weddings. And I've been to a lot of nice weddings too, but not any that I'm like a bridal, part of the bridal party, or I'm just like very invested in and they're like really good friends of mine or whatever. So it was just so beautiful, special, wonderful, gorgeous. Like I was literally crying all day, like probably the pregnancy hormones as well, but just everything about it was so sweet. I don't even know like the words. It was just so beautiful. And obviously she looked, I was telling her, I'm like, I didn't know if you could look like prettier than just like when I see you day to day, because you're just literally one of the most like stunning people that I've ever seen. And somehow on her wedding day, I'm like, you look even more somehow, like just a goddess. She just looked so beautiful. And yeah, it was just so fun. It's like we have other friends in the bridal party too, and so it was fun to just hang out with everyone. And yeah, It was amazing. Had an amazing time. Went on a little road trip to get there. Had to stop a few times to get out, kind of stretch my legs. When I arrived, my feet were so swollen. I've had a little bit of swelling like my whole pregnancy, just, the further I get along, I definitely just feel puffy in general. And then like my hands, like I'll notice, I'll put like a bracelet or a ring on it and I'm like, that's fit and snug, even just everything feels swollen a little, but like my feet, I felt a little swollen here and there. On that road trip, I was like, oh, okay, whoa. Like I'm understanding the swelling thing because it's not really good to have your feet like up on the dash. Leif like literally won't even let me do that because it's dangerous. Like if you get in an accident,
you're screwed.
You're breaking your limbs and maybe, whatever. So he's like, that's not really safe. So my feet were like down, but when they're down and it's just like the blood just going to your feet, they're also swelling.
Yeah.
So we were trying to take breaks and stuff, but yeah, I was super swollen and I need to show you. So on the way home, I got compression socks because I was like, okay, that was a bit much.
Yeah. Worse?
Let me show you a photo when I got home, Chelsea.
Oh no. Worse?
These are my feet when I got home. From the
oh
road
my
trip.
gosh.
Couldn't even walk. They were so swollen.
Oh my gosh. That looks so painful.
It was so painful. I didn't really know that swelling was like, I don't want to say painful, but it's like, oh, okay, they're swollen. But it makes it so that
it affects you.
Yeah, it makes it so that it's like sensitive to the touch, kind of throbbing, like. Anyway, so I got home. I elevated my feet immediately. I actually ice rolled them. Leif was like ice rolling my feet. And I had them elevated and they were fine. Like a few hours later, they had gone down a lot. And then like the next morning, I was like, okay, they're still a little just swollen in general from pregnancy. But I was thinking, did you ever get swollen feet? I feel like you've never talked about that.
I didn't get swollen. Like they would swell a little bit. But I feel like my face would get really swollen where it'd be like, I'd be ice rolling. I'd be like, this is like uncomfortable. My hands would swell a little bit, but I never had like bad swelling in my hands or feet like that bad. But I would notice my face would get like uncomfortable, like my neck especially. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
I do notice that too. I literally will have like neck rolls. I'm like, okay. Like
it just feels like puffy.
Puffy.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I feel that for
But they would definitely be different. They changed. Like I would look down at my feet and I'd be like, am I ever going to get my old feet back? Like, that's just how they're going to be. And then they go back to normal.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
They were given sausages for sure. I was like, oh my gosh.
But everyone just like has different pregnancy like things. It's so crazy. In different areas. Like, so weird.
Also, I feel like people expected like nothing of me at the wedding, like just because I was so pregnant. And like people would be like, when's your due date? Or like, when do you do? And I would tell them, they'd be like, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah.
And like, some of the women there that have like given birth, they would just be so like, JC, like, do you want to like sit down, put your feet up and stuff? So everyone was super, not that it was like about me, but I just felt like throughout the day, everyone would be like, do you want to change your shoes? Like I did, for the welcome party, I just straight up didn't even wear my heels. I brought them. I tried to put them on. I'm just like, this is not the vibe.
Yeah.
But for the actual wedding, I was literally going to be walking down the aisle, taking bridal party photos. I'm like, I'm not wearing, I should have just bought flats that were like pretty.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I need to wear the heels. Like, because I had also gotten the dress hemmed for the heel length and stuff. So I'm like, I got to wear them.
Yeah.
So they actually were not horrible. I did wear them the day of the wedding just for like walking down the aisle and the pictures. And then I took them off. And it was like kind of a garden-y vibe. Like, so I just took them off when we were eating dinner because no one could like see anything. Yeah. And then for dancing, I just was wearing like flats, like flip-flops.
Nice.
And you couldn't really tell. So
you were dancing? That deserves a gold star.
People were literally like, don't jump too much. Like I was like jumping at one point and they're like, don't jump too much. No, it was really fun. I honestly had a lot of fun. I'm so glad I went. But it also was definitely like the last hurrah of just like, I keep saying, I'm like, oh, this is kind of the last, like, and I'm like, no. That was the last event or like thing that I'm doing where I like got dressed up and I'm like on my feet all day.
It's sweats from now on.
Yeah, it is sweats and comfy vibes only for the rest of this pregnancy for sure. But like truly, I did have such a good time and I was like so grateful to be able to be there and just
you looked so good for how pregnant you are. I was like, I would have literally, I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have looked that good. No. You literally looked so good.
Thank you.
The hair was herring.
Some good angles. I told you guys I know my angles. There were some photos I was like, ooh, that one's not going on the gram. No, I was able to, we got our makeup and hair done.
Yeah.
And they did eat on the glam and the hair. Like
that's so nice.
I put some extensions in for thickness, and like I was looking at the pictures, I'm like, oh, my hair looks like, from the back, it looked really pretty. It was just like these big curls.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I was in charge of like doing my own hair and makeup, I don't know. Yeah. It was just a good situation. And the dress was flattering. So it just was like, it was a good situation for as pregnant as I was. Yeah. I feel like I needed the extra assistance. And
it's nice that someone else did it for you, because that's the thing when you're like, you just don't want to do anything. You're like, I don't want to do my makeup. It's like, even if you know it'll make you look and feel better, it's just like, I don't have the strength.
The energy.
Yeah. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Sometimes when you're scrolling social media all the time and you see so many other people who are so happy, look like they're doing everything right, they know, the answer to everything, and especially if you're feeling low or you're feeling sad about something or insecure about something, it can really be hard not to compare yourself and get really down about it. I know social media can be such an amazing thing, but also sometimes it can be not so great for your mental health. And you can start wishing that your life looked like someone else's instead of your own, which is just never a fun place to be. Comparison is truly the thief of joy. So if you have been feeling like this lately, if you are going through a big change, maybe you need to learn, how to set some boundaries, or if you're just going through something and you need a little bit of help, BetterHelp is amazing. I have had the best experience with therapy every time I've gone during different stages of my life. It's been so helpful to just talk to somebody who is not in the situation, who can really be a sounding board to, talk about how you're feeling and maybe why you're feeling it, and just kind of be there to empower you to be the best version of yourself. And therapy is not just for people who have experienced major trauma. If you are just wanting to have more positive coping skills, or, like I said, learn how to set boundaries, therapy can be a really powerful tool for you. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, which is so great. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/whatwesaid today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out. It'll be linked in the show notes.
I also was thinking at this wedding just about how, my mindset in general is generally just men are trash. Like, we know this, obviously. And at that wedding, I was literally sobbing all day, first of all, because just of how sweet everything was, and their vows, and
yeah,
I was just like, oh my gosh. And at the speeches and the toasts and people just being like, you guys are perfect for each other, and all these very sweet things. And then I was telling Leif, I'm like, every guy there, in the bridal party and just people that I know are such good guys.
Yeah.
And they were all super when I'd be walking, they'd be like, oh, do you need help? I had met a few of them for the first time, and I was like, hi, I'm JC. And they hugged me, you look beautiful.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so pregnant and stuff. And I'm like, these are the nicest guys. And I need to stop with my men is trash narrative, because literally everyone was I'd be walking and the guys would run over and open the doors for me and be helping me through things. Do you need help up? And I'm just like, okay, there are really good guys in the world. I admit, actually, a majority of these men were just so incredibly nice and helpful and just good guys. So I'm like, maybe I need to stop.
I know, it gets harder and harder, honestly, sometimes. I think the same thing. Literally all of the guys in my immediate life,
amazing.
All my brothers, my dad, grandpas, the sweetest, if not nicer than some of the girls that I know. It's they're so nice, they're so sweet, and they'll do the most selfless things. And I come on here and have the audacity to just
it's because of your stories. Men. It's because of these stories they write in. They're so. I know. You're telling us about all these shocking. Don't get me wrong. I've had some.
Apparently, it's just not shocking. All men. It's just some.
Yeah. It's just some.
And maybe all men at some points in their lives have been trash, but
yeah.
It doesn't have to be a life sentence.
Well, true. The other thing that was just making me so emotional, which is like, just at the wedding was like knowing, and this is so far in the future, I know, but like knowing that my kids, like my daughter is going to get married one day. And I was just thinking about how like actually terrifying it is to just like how important it is who your kids marry and how that really is probably like just weighs so heavily on your mind of like, oh my gosh, who is my kid going to like end up with and who's going to be the one taking care of them? Like vice versa for both, like, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. Like, it's just, you know, you just really hope that they end up with like someone awesome. And so I was just thinking about that the whole time because obviously they're like Delaney and Claire are just such like good people
match,
and they're such a good match. And it's like, it was so sweet and special to like hear everyone talking about that. Like you guys bring out the best in each other and whatever else. And then I was like sobbing because I was like, when Leif asked my dad like permission to marry me.
Yeah.
I asked my dad, I was like, do you think I'm making the right choice? Like, cause I knew I was like so young and he was like, you're making the best choice you can make. Like, and my family just like loves Leif so much. Yeah. And I was like, I just like, I hope that my daughter just chooses a partner who's like,
I know,
a good person because it's like, that is who you're going to be with forever.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Anyway.
Don't worry, I'm raising them right.
Yeah. I'm like, and she has 2 options at this point. No, but it's, you know what I mean? It's just so, I was just like so emotional the whole weekend. I was like, oh my gosh, like love is so amazing. It's so beautiful. And it's like crazy how you just, also I was thinking to all my Valley girls, like do not settle because you will find someone like when I was just listening to their vows and Clay was just like, I will like always love and respect you. And like, you're my dream girl, just like all these things. And I'm just like, ugh. And again, everyone also that I know there are just like such good guys. And I'm like, just don't settle for a freaking piece of trash, please. Like, there are good guys out there.
Yeah.
There is someone who will be so obsessed with you. Like, don't ever settle for less.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It was really sweet.
I love weddings where you're just like, love all day. You're just like, love is so amazing. You just, especially when, actually, now that you're saying that, whenever you hear like parents, it's different when you are a parent or becoming a parent. It's like, you look at the parents of the groom and the bride so different because before when I would hear like the mothers give toast or the dads give toast, it's like, I'm just so glad they found someone, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah. That's what everyone says at the wedding.
It's different.
But when they're like emotional and you can tell that they're like, oh, I'm so glad that you found someone who's like going to take care of you. Yeah. And like now you just understand on a new level where it's like, it's such a relief when they actually find someone who's just good for them and going to be nice to them.
I know. There was one speech, I just was literally unwell. I was like, I'm not okay. Where basically he was saying, he like couldn't even get the words out because he was like crying. And he was just like, Mom and Dad, like he was basically saying like, you are my like you're the reason I believe in love. And like, you've been like my example of love. And then I was telling Leif after, I'm like, I hope our daughter like says that at our wedding. And he's like, of course she will. But you know what I mean? It's like I was also just thinking of that. I'm like, I'm probably just so emotional because of like becoming a parent, but I'm like, you also just want to be like a good example for your kids of like, you know, to find someone who treats you like settle, this way. Like I love when I would hear people say that at weddings. Like I want someone who treats me like my dad treats my mom or whatever. And I was just like, wow, I'm unwell. I was literally crying the whole weekend. It was so sweet.
Doesn't help the puffiness.
No, yeah, exactly. Also, I was like looking up how to reduce swelling. I was like, what's the best way to, because I'm like about to go to this wedding and be in like a million photos. I'm like, and it's like something about like reduce your intake of salt. Had just had In-N-Out burger and fries. I'm like, love that. It's like, basically everything that it said not to do, I had just done. I'm like, that's good.
Everything enjoyable in life.
I will be Puff Nation, but who cares? Not about me.
Traveling, it's really hard. You're already going to be puffy when you're traveling, regardless. And then when you're pregnant, it's just tenfold.
Yeah. No, but it was great.
Well, I'm glad you guys had fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see everything.
I know, me too. I'm so excited to see like the video and just all the content from it.
Yeah.
They also did like no phones, which I think is an amazing rule or thing to kind of put in place. Like phones really ruin the vibe of a wedding. And even though selfishly as like a guest, you're like, oh, I want to get like
my own memories.
Yeah, my memories, like photos and videos. As a previous photographer as well, it really kills the vibe of photos when everyone has their phone out. Like, imagine, the bride's walking down the aisle and all you see is like a sea of phones.
Yeah.
It's like, it just doesn't.
No, it's true.
I don't know. It's not the vibe. I think it was really good. It felt very like present and intentional. And like they obviously have hired photographers and videographers to capture it. So it's like we're getting pictures. We're getting content. They also had someone there hired on to do like photo and video on iPhone, which is really smart.
Yeah.
So that you can still get those like casual moments, but it's not like all your guests. And also your guests can just enjoy
they don't have to stress about it.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of was like a relief off of even me because I'm like, it's not even an option. So I'm not like, oh, dang it, I should have gotten a video of her walking down the whatever. It's like
cutting the cake.
Yeah, cutting the cake, or like when they like, had their little entrance of like, now welcome to the bride and groom. It's like I have the feminine urge to be like, taking my phone out, but it's like, okay, we're not doing phones today.
Yeah,
so
we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I brought my film camera and they had little disposables there, so it was fun because we did get documentation, but it wasn't on the phone. I thought that was really good. I was like, if I got married, I would do the same thing. Like now, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, that's a great rule, honestly.
Yeah. Anyway,
nice.
Have you been up to anything while I was away? Just chilling.
Really? I watched Love Island, and that's about it. No, I my mom was here all week for like a week. Mm-hmm. And actually, I was in an earthquake, and it was very scary. Yeah. It was so where we live, it's not really known for earthquakes. Like I feel like in LA there was always earthquakes. Like we were on like a fault line in LA or whatever, or you're closer to a fault line. And in like
it's
the
not
area
as
that we're in,
feel an earthquake.
We'll feel like aftershocks of something else. We were so just like close to the meat of it.
Yeah.
And it was so terrifying. We were just, so Case was in his high chair and I was standing up. It was like a 3.8 for reference, which is not crazy. It's not like going to do serious property damage or anything like that, but it's definitely.
Like you're going to feel it.
You're going to feel it. And Nick was holding Elwood. So I was in the kitchen and I was like putting food on Case's plate in his high chair. And all of a sudden it's like a jolt. It's like like that's what it sounded like. And it felt like just a jolt. It wasn't like, you know how someone, it's just like, dee-dee-dee, like it just kind of shakes. It was literally just like a jolt. And then me and Nick turned to each other because we're like, what was that? Because I thought Nick like dropped something really heavy.
Yeah.
And then it was like the second was like a roll. So it was like a 4-second thing of like, and then like, and I literally grabbed Case so fast. I was like, I don't even know what to do in an earthquake. And I live in California. I should probably know. But we like went outside to the front yard and we're like, what was that? And then we went back in, and then probably like 10 minutes later, another one, like an aftershock that was still like a 3.6, so it was still pretty big.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Did it again. Case could not comprehend. Like,
he's like, what's happening?
Yeah, he was like, what? We're like, it's an earthquake. And he's like, maybe a plane. We're like, no, it's like the earth is shaky. He's like, maybe a dinosaur. Like, why
just
is
trying
it
to figure
shaking
out what
the whole
is
house?
Happening.
Nick also had the audacity. He was like, because I was like, I thought you dropped something. Like, that was so crazy. He's like, yeah, I thought you jumped. I said.
Caused an earthquake.
The picture frames in our house moved. You think that was caused by me jumping? You think I'm 500 pounds? Like, this was such a big, like, literally from me jumping.
Not Leaf telling me this past weekend something about me looking like a cute marshmallow. I said... a marshmallow.
Yeah, you're like, think of it different.
I don't remember what he was even. Yeah, it's like giving marshmallow or something. I go, yeah, that's not what I want to hear. 9 months pregnant. Marshmallow.
Yeah, no.
That is so funny. Yeah, that's crazy.
It was insane. My mom was in town, but she was at Abby's house, and she was by herself. She was like waiting for Abby to get home from work, and I just dropped her off there by herself. This woman has been she was in like I think it was like an 89 or something. It was this, not my shirt being wide open.
Back in the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
She was so my family's like from Northern California, actually close to like San Jose. They lived in like Salinas, whatever. Mm-hmm. where there are a lot of big earthquakes. Mm-hmm. And in like 89, I think there was like a 7-point earthquake.
That's
big. Like it was lots of property damage. Like I think like it was a tragedy. Like people died. My mom was at the gym with my dad. She had just moved there after they got married.
Wow.
She's from Snowflake. Nothing happens there. She moved to there in like 2 months after they got married. And she said literally like weights were getting thrown off the racks. Like the mirrors were like moving like this because the walls were shaking like on the wall. And she was like, I was terrified. She's like, I literally have like PTSD from it because it was so scary. She didn't know what to do. So she just was like frozen. And luckily my dad's dad, so my grandpa went and like helped her out. And she was so scared. She's like, I'm not sleeping in these houses, like, because they lived on like a hill. And luckily, she said my grandpa was super nice and was like, this is what happens. You're in the safest place. Like, if the earthquake, this is built this way, whatever. Mm-hmm. But so when she was here, I texted her, I was like, are you okay? She's like, I am sitting outside now for the majority of the rest of the evening.
Leif was, okay, maybe it's not true. Leif was like, I thought you're supposed to stay inside.
Well, I think it depends where you are because you're supposed to like duck, cover something. Like if you're close to outside, that's the best place to be where nothing can like fall outside. On you.
Oh, if inside, stay inside. If outside, stay outside.
So we were saying like if we were like at the mall or something, we're not going to try and get outside. But we're like 2 seconds from our front door. So we're like, okay.
Interesting.
And we didn't like run out while it was happening. We like ran out right after. Yeah. Because we're like, well, what if another one comes? Because you don't know. You don't know if like, that's the scary thing about earthquakes. You can't really predict them like they can other things sometimes. So it's just like, that could crazy. Be a shake.
That like is making more sense. I don't know if it's the earthquake thing or other reasons. I feel like with our house, like doing our house, it has been so many permits that you have to get and like certain restrictions and like, oh, up to code, this has to be like this many inches off the ground, whatever. And like, it's been honestly annoying because I'm like, oh my gosh, just get the freaking house done. But then when things like this happen, I'm like, I guess it's better to have it be like really built well and safely. And there are so many laws in California for, just like
earthquakes.
Just codes that your house has to be up to, and they're so specific, and that's what we've learned, like doing this house, essentially building a new house at this point. That it's very, very specific. So, I mean, probably a good thing, but it is crazy.
You definitely want it to be sturdy if there's an earthquake like that. Because I was thinking if we were on the top floor or like if we were in a building right now, I would be so scared. Like luckily our house is pretty, like we ran out to the front yard, we're like, okay, nothing's falling on us, or even our backyard, like we could go to a spot where nothing would fall on us or anything like that. But it will like shake you off. My friend was saying her son was sitting on the couch and literally like jolted him like almost off the couch. Like it can really thrust you somewhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Stuff our like picture frames in our house were all
sideways.
Yeah. Like
that's why they say don't hang stuff like above your bed and stuff.
Yeah. Our picture frames above our bed were,
which I was like,
that's not good.
I know. I feel like I literally had a full shelf in LA above my house or above my bed with like not super heavy stuff on it, but there were like a few frames. Yeah. And people would always be like, you really shouldn't do that. And I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, an earthquake happens. You're like, okay, I'm actually stupid. Like, I know. That's probably not smart, but
I know.
Whatever.
I actually have always thought about that here with Case and Elwood. Like, I'm always just like, when I put Elwood down in his bouncer, I'll be like making sure that if an earthquake happened, before this even happened, like nothing could fall on him in an earthquake. I don't know. Just mother's intuition, but nothing fell at our house.
Yeah. I wasn't strong enough for things to, I think, like, fall maybe.
No, definitely not.
Not at our house either.
No.
We were going for it, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We felt one the day before, but it was smaller.
Yeah.
But still crazy.
That's why I was getting scared because there was one the day before and then there was like two.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Is this going to be
the end?
I know. Is this going to be an everyday thing?
Third time's a charm.
Crazy.
If you're looking to get, nail down your health and wellness routine this summer, a great thing that you can add is green tea, specifically Lipton green tea. So Lipton green tea is a proactive wellness hack to support your overall health. Just 2 cups a day delivers a quick and simple win on your individual health and wellness journey, thanks to the goodness of flavonoids. So Lipton now have a signature blend green tea, which is a proprietary blend balanced with a hint of jasmine green tea to deliver a delicate floral fragrance and a very smooth, refreshing easy to sip taste. It's 100 milligrams of flavonoids per 8-ounce cup. So you're really getting jam-packed health benefits with, a cute little cup of tea. I think it's not only, physically good for you, but mentally it's nice to just sip on something nice and warm and that tastes kind of refreshing and you're doing something good for your body. They also have their new lemon, peach, and honey ginger green tea. So that's like a fresh fruit inspired experience crafted with a signature green tea based, and then it's blended with ingredients to impart the taste of real squeezed fruit. And that has 75 milligrams of flavonoids per 8-ounce cup.
So 2 cups of Lipton green tea can help support health by providing approximately the same amount of flavonoids as eating 8 cups of raw kale. And I don't know about you, I'd much rather drink a little cup of tea than have 8 cups of raw kale. Green tea contains flavonoids, which are naturally occurring bioactives found in tea, vegetables, and fruit. Just 2 cups a day is an easy way to support health. And it's a delicious way of getting those bioactives into your diet. So try new Lipton green tea. It's the perfect thing to add to your little health and wellness routine, whether you want it to be morning, mid-afternoon, evening. Try new Lipton green tea.
Nice.
Well, today, you guys, we are reading your stories of summer hookups gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have children in the vehicle or wherever you're listening, it might not be the episode for kids.
Definitely not.
There's maybe some more rated R stories in here. We haven't read them all, but that's just...
You don't want to have to go at home and, explain things you weren't ready to explain to them.
Yeah, for sure. So we are going to read these stories.
Perfect time for Love Island. It's right on theme. Should I read them all in an English accent?
Yes, for sure.
I'm learning new slang from them too because there's this one guy, he keeps saying, she's sort.
What's that?
I have no clue. Like good, I think.
Sort?
A sort.
S-O-R-T?
Yeah, a sort.
Okay. She's like a specimen kind of?
Maybe. No clue.
That's just
means something good. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. A man asked me to finger his booty. And
We're starting out with a bang.
And I ended up with poop under my gorgeous nail. If you have acrylics, stay away. Stay away from the booty hole. That is not something to mess around with. You're getting your acrylics refilled. They're like, that's disgusting.
Wow. Wow. And this is a first time hookup too. This isn't like a long-term
She
partner.
said a man too. She didn't even say a guy. She said a man asked me. So this is a full-grown man who did not clean himself properly.
And that brings me to the most incredible experience I had that I forgot to share. I'm like,
incredible. I'm like, okay, rated R.
No. At this hotel we stayed at in Carmel for the wedding. I've been wanting to stay there forever. It's been on my list. It's called Villa Mara. If anyone is interested, it is so beautiful. And we loved it so much. That bathroom that we stayed in, wow. So the floors were heated.
Ooh.
And that was something that with our house, we were like, should we do heated floors in our bathroom? But it was just like thousands extra. And we're like, we got to cut costs somewhere. Like we've been adding on all these things. It's like at some point you got to okay.
Yeah, all of them will be nice.
Yes, everything would be nice, right? It also had a bidet.
Ooh.
And the toilet seat was heated.
Ooh, that's extra.
Let me tell you, maybe it's because of the pregnancy too, because I have to go pee a lot and I'll get up in the middle of the night and pee and stuff.
Yeah.
But just the combo of everything, I was like, okay, wow. That was the most amazing experience. It would be the middle of the night and I would get up to pee and it's warm floors and then I sit and the toilet seat's warm and it would kind of light up just right around the toilet seat so I could see it, but I would have to turn on the lights. And then just in general, the bidet, I was like, okay, wow. Yeah, I'm going to need one of those immediately.
That's so nice.
Heated water, all of it was just, I was like, okay, this is next level.
Nice.
And I was understanding why you felt the need to share about
the bidet.
The bidet, because it really was.
And pregnant, it's very nice.
I think that's it too, because it's just everything's a chore.
Yeah.
So having any of it just be
a
little more convenient is best case scenario.
Yeah, and better than toilet paper anyways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was so nice.
Nice.
Anyway,
I'm glad you experienced that.
Yeah.
So you're going to add a bidet?
Me too.
Or just get a tushy.
Yeah, I need to get some sort of like bidet attachment, I think. Even if because like my thing's been like, oh, it kind of looks ugly, but it's like, I think it's worth it. And who cares? It's literally your toilet.
Like, who ugly cares? Anyways. Yeah.
So, but I was having regrets about the heated floors. I was like, that would have been so nice to have in my house. Like, but
it doesn't get that cold here though.
No.
So if you live somewhere really cold,
if you live somewhere cold,
probably would be more so.
And it was chilly there, so that's kind of probably why it was like extra nice. Yeah, it doesn't.
You don't need like heated floors when you're coming back from the beach.
No. It's more just like during winter and during nighttime and stuff. It's nice. Because, normally tiles like kind of freezing. So if you're barefoot and you're like, it's just like an extra little luxurious thing. But yeah, it was the best experience. And I was just like, wow, maybe in the next home, maybe in a next life. Okay. This is very short and sweet. This is the summer hookup story. I was LDS, 23 and single. He was 34 and married with 4 kids.
Oh, that makes me sad.
See? Men are trash again.
Yeah, see?
See, this is what reverts
I was going to go back and be like, Nick, I'm so appreciative of the male species. And now I'm going to go back and be like,
what have you done?
What have you done?
That is just so spooky. 11 years older than you. Yeah, where did you meet?
And I would say like 23 is still young, but it's not like you don't know what
you're doing. Oh, for sure. I mean, she's single. It's more on him for sure, but still.
Oh, yeah. But
and there's probably a power dynamic.
Both.
She's 11 years older. But yeah, what are you both doing?
What are you both doing?
Wowza. 4 kids.
Yeah, that's so sad.
That's sad. I wonder if he does that often.
I'm sure it's not his first time.
I don't know.
His first rodeo.
Yeah, you never know.
Especially if it's just like a one-time thing. I feel like, I don't know. I have been really like, what was I listening to? Some song about cheating. And I was like, okay, I want to have someone on the podcast who has cheated.
Okay.
Like a normal person who's cheated. And really dive deep into the psyche of like what
caused them to do
what
that.
Caused that? What were you thinking? Like, was it long? And how did you like go home and like act like everything was normal? Mm-hmm. I want to know everything.
Same.
About that because it's so confusing to me.
I think
the part that really confuses me is how you go home and you're acting normal as if nothing happened.
Sure.
Like the double life of it. Like I don't necessarily, I get if you're like, the allure of cheating itself, but I'm like, how do you actually pull it off? Like, well, I don't get the allure, but you know what I mean? Like I understand how
that it's like a dangerous thing and people feel whatever. Here's the thing. I will say, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast. There was someone who I knew, who I heard had cheated. And like
do they feel sick all the time?
Well, this is my point. Like, I don't even know if I want to like get into this conversation, but it's like, okay, there's never an excuse. Let me first like preface with that. There's never an excuse to cheat and you just shouldn't cheat in general.
Yeah.
But there are certain people where it's like, okay, I can imagine you're married to like just a really narcissistic, like, I don't know, kind of scary guy.
Yeah, okay.
Those are the only times to me when I don't want to say understand, but it's like I can comprehend how they could like do it and then just try and act normal because they don't have guilt because their partner is so horrible to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're like, which granted, it would just be better to like get away.
Yeah.
It would be better to just divorce them or to not be in a relationship with them. But I feel like I've heard of a few situations where it's like the guy treats them so bad. Like their husband treats them so bad.
That it's no respect, like a gotcha.
Has no respect for them as the woman. And the woman is just like feels literally no love from her spouse. And so to me, it's like, again, you should just not be with them. But sometimes they're like, literally in those situations, they're like scared of their husband.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I could picture if you're not connected to your husband.
Yeah.
You're not like best friends in love with him, right?
Yeah.
you're literally scared of him and you're just like, I just wish I didn't have to be with him. I could understand how you could be with someone else and then like turn around and be like,
yeah,
oh, I have no like connection to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, in an extreme.
It's a little harder to imagine when you're actually married to a good guy or you're married to a good girl and it's like you've literally betrayed them because you're like bored or whatever. That's a lot different.
And that happens all the time. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Like, that's what's so confusing to me. It's like, I want to know those people. Like, I want to know.
Yeah, that's worse. That's really... That I don't understand.
The mother, you betray the mother of your 4 children, or you betray the father of your 4 children, where it's like, whichever one. I just want to know, like, what the day... Like, that's kind of true crime I want to know about.
Right.
Cheating.
True crime. Literal criminal offense. Yeah. No, that is really hard to imagine because if you actually have love for that person and they're a good person and you, it's literally just on you that you're like looking for a thrill. Like that's...
Because you could always say like, I don't know. I feel like people always say who have cheated, aka Tom Sandoval. It's like, well, our relationship wasn't good. We weren't having sex all the time. It's like, okay, then break up.
Then break up.
Like what? And I guess vice versa. It's like, unless it is kind of like an abusive situation, but if it's just like, well, I'm just not getting what I want, then break up. So what is the years of betrayal, lying, like the webs of lies? Are you realizing you're in a web of lies, or are you just like
so disassociated from your life that you don't even care?
Believe your own lies,
right?
Know?
You don't feel guilty anymore or something. Yeah, that's very interesting. That's actually fascinating. I wonder if there's a book about that or something. There has to be.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We got to find
the science of cheating.
Yeah, we should read up on that.
I was trying to figure out how to cheat.
Next to my bedside, it's like the science of how to get away with cheating. Life's like, cool.
How to not feel guilty about cheating.
That really is crazy.
I know. It's so confusing.
I have been a Lulu's girl lately. I have posted a few times on my story of some outfits that I've been wearing from Lulu's, especially in the end of my pregnancy. They have just a lot of really cute pieces. They have this black like woven bag that I've been wearing so much that I've been getting tons of questions about. It's just like a go-to everyday bag, but it's a little more elevated. And Lulu's just has it all. They have this white tank that's been another go-to, but they also have a lot of stuff for events. If you have anything coming up that you need like a dress for, or you're getting dressed up, whether it's like a brunch, a birthday, a date night, a girls' night, anything like that. They have outfits for every moment and also more of the casual stuff too. So Lulu's is feminine. They're unapologetically feminine, pretty, sexy, beautiful, flirty. They're here for all of it. It is woman run and founded, and they celebrate all women, which we absolutely love.
They're also very reliable, so they're trusted. Whether it's a night out with friends or a major life moment, their customers can count on them to find just the right outfit for whatever it is that they want. Lulu's has amazing quality for the price too. So they have so many options that you can pick from, and you know that you're going to get good quality for the price that you're paying. So if you have a summer trip coming up, Lulu's is the place that you need to be shopping if you want to find some cute looks for anything. On trips, it can be hard to shop for because you usually have dinners, or maybe you're going to the beach and you need a cute little cover up, or maybe you're going for a wedding, or maybe you're going for a birthday. So you need very specific pieces. Lulu's is the place for you. So visit lulus.com and use the code What We Said at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's LULUS.com, code What We Said for 20% off your first order. New customers only, terms apply. Have we only done one?
I think so. We've been yapping.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Went on a triple date, ended up hooking up in a hot tub, then got a yeast and BV infection at the exact same time. Not fun. Wait, went on a triple date.
Please tell me all 3 of them are in the hot tub. Regardless, yikes.
Yeah. I don't know if they all got a yeast infection, if that's what she's saying, but that is a recipe for disaster, hooking up in a hot tub.
I imagine there's a lot of bacteria in.
Yeah.
Especially like a public.
Yes.
If it's like a public.
And you're all doing it at the same time?
Well, are they? She didn't really specify.
Yeah.
There is a thread on I got it. Or a hair. Wow. My lip has been bothering me. Yeah, that's sketchy.
Are they all 3 doing it?
That's what I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless, it doesn't really matter. I feel like it's the hot tub that's making you have an infection, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
And probably them.
It's a bacteria.
You're not compatible.
Yeah. Okay, we were hooking up when he got the call that his grandma died.
Ooh.
So I comforted him while he cried. I only knew him for 7 hours at this point. Oh, that's sad.
That is sad and so awkward.
Literally, I would have known him for less than a day.
No, that's so like such an awkward.
It's like out of a movie.
You know me, I'd be cracking up.
Please.
No, I wouldn't.
That's so sad. That really is.
Yeah, that is sad. Aww. And so awkward. Like you just stop in the middle and then it's like, okay, I'll go put. Wait, did they say they were hooking up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he got the call. Why did he
let's
answer?
Put our pants on before we start crying about grandma.
Yeah, for sure. We've gotten a lot of. We've been disrespecting grandparents a lot.
I know.
Here on the podcast.
I was feeling kind of like sad about the grandpa last time. No, not the ashes.
Oh.
What was the last one?
The grandpa fell out of his freaking casket.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not funny.
That was next level.
So sad. Was it my turn?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Love the podcast. Was about to leave for college, so figured why not hook up with someone from Tinder? Why not? Met up with the guy that I had the biggest crush on in high school. We've now been married for 3 years and have a son and daughter. Aww, that's so cute.
Stop.
I love that. Did you ever make it to college?
Wow. Wait, how long have they been married or together?
3 years.
Wow.
Congrats. That's fun.
We love an unexpected twist.
Yeah.
Beach sex is not the vibe. I was washing sand out of my vagina for a week. 0 out of 10 review from me.
Ooh, I could imagine. And
Sand.
Also, is it a private beach?
We can only hope.
Have you seen that video of the couple who is like essentially having sex on the beach and there's like other people around?
No.
It is truly something else. Like you can't see anything. It's just someone is recording because it's so awkward, like trying to kind of.
Are they under a towel or something at least?
No, I think she's like sitting on his lap, and they're like kind of.
Hold on,
they're not like doing it like
in the water or on the sand?
On the beach on the sand.
Okay,
like it's kind of hidden, but obvious is what they're doing. Terrifying. Or have you seen the one of the New York Central Park?
No.
And there's like a blanket over them. There's just a blanket. You just see like the shapes. And they're full on having sex. Like at Central Park, so many people around. And then they like come out of the blanket and their hair's all messed up. And they're just acting like nothing happened. And everyone knows.
Guys.
Not in public.
Not in public like that.
Don't do that. There's children around.
I was going to say, if you're going to do it like in public, there's like more secluded or
do it public where no one can see you.
Yes. Like if you're trying to get the thrill of the public thing, but it's like not literally at a public park.
Go into a bathroom or something.
Public
Even
beach,
then, that's
going
to get you a BV.
Yeah. Yikes. Your turn.
Oh my gosh.
Silence. Just.
I keep thinking I just went. Okay, sorry. Hey, mamas. Love the pod. Summer of 2019, I went through a tough breakup. So I decided moving on quickly was my best option. I started seeing a new guy and we were having such a fun summer fling for a few weeks until I started breaking out into a rash everywhere he kissed me. I think from his beard. My fling ended with me hysterically crying at my dermatologist's office. Let's say moving on quickly was not for me. From his beard, let's hope. Probably was the beard. If it's like really scraggly. This is coming from someone who has a husband who literally, he has never not had hair on his face because he
gets so prickly.
It grows so fast. Like he will have a clean shave and literally within 10 minutes, it's like coming back. He hates it. He's like, it's so annoying. He's always like, can you imagine like always having hair on your face?
I can't.
No, I can't. He's like, I shave it and it's not. He's like, it feels so clean once I shave. Like, I'm just like, oh, I feel like fresh and clean.
It just does not last.
No, it does not last at all.
That actually would be really annoying.
Yeah. But when he has like longer beard, or like the prickly stage, when it's like longer, it's a little softer. But the prickly stage, it is like, I'll be like, why is like my face like red? And then I realize. Or like Case, if he'll like kiss Case, it's like, it gets on his thing. He's like, sorry, dude. Like,
just scratches him a little.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the clip? It kind of went viral on TikTok of Glenn Powell on Jake Shane's podcast talking about how this girl went on a first date with this guy and the lotion thing.
Yeah. I saw that before we talked about it.
Is that real? It sounded like a made up story it sounds like a myth that I've like kind of heard about.
Yes, it sounds
like. But he was like my sister's friend. I'm like, oh. Is that real? I'm terrified. It did sound like
something I've heard before.
Basically, the story was he was like my sister's friend, went on a first date with a guy, and he like asked if he could massage her feet or something.
Give her a massage.
So she's like, okay. So he was massaging her and using this lotion, and then she broke out in a rash. That's what made me think of it. And she like went to her doctor, and they were like, whatever was in this lotion is like literally made to break down human skin. So like who put this on you basically, and like we need to literally find out who has this
alert
solution.
The authorities.
Yeah. And so they went, she gave him the name and the address, whatever, and they found like bodies in his
terrifying
house, and he was
a cannibal,
a terrifying person. I
do feel like I had heard that before.
I feel like that too. It's like one of those stories that goes around.
Yeah,
it felt like that, but
we've had a couple of those on this podcast.
Yeah,
remember the train one that we thought was so shocking?
And everyone's like, I've heard that for years.
I'm like that's an urban myth.
Urban legend.
Am I okay? Is my brain okay?
Urban. That one we need to revisit. What was it? Someone pooped their pants and then got rid of all their clothes?
Had to throw all the train, and then they were in a conductor outfit or something because they were at the gift shop or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like a Utah story.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year, my toxic and fugly boyfriend broke up with me when I was on vacation on the Amalfi Coast because he told me he was jealous and fell out of love with me. 2 days later, I met my future husband on Hinge, and we've been inseparable ever since, and we're going to Italy this fall.
Stop.
Slay.
Okay, so fun, so cute.
So she met her boyfriend in
Italy.
Right? Because it was 2 days later, and she was on the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
Doesn't sound like he lives there because they said they're vacationing there.
Right.
So maybe he lived, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Well, that's really cute.
My toxic and fugly.
Love the descriptors.
Yeah. That's very all important. I need to know. Thank you. Yeah, us at the beginning of this episode, we love men. We need to stop giving them such a bad rap.
That's the nature of this podcast.
Yeah. When I'm on this podcast and whenever we do live shows and we're reading stories, I have a different mindset than when I'm like in my real life.
Totally.
You know? Mm-hmm. So crazy.
It's so crazy.
Okay. This podcast is sponsored by ByHeart. ByHeart is an infant nutrition company built from the ground up to deliver real innovation on behalf of babies and parents. Their mission is simple: make the best formula in the world. As a parent, it can be so stressful, all the little things you have to decide for your baby, especially when they're so little. They seem so fragile, and you just want to give them the best. And one of the things that can be kind of stressful is finding good formula. If you're wanting to supplement with formula, or if you are doing formula feeding from the start, whatever it is that is your situation, ByHeart is your answer. ByHeart is here, and they are to be trusted. So this year, our friends at ByHeart, the only American-made formula with globally sourced ingredients to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, never skim, are celebrating the ways in which they never skim on anything, especially your babies. ByHeart never skims on healthy fats, using only organic, grass-fed whole milk. Whole milk is full of healthy fats like naturally occurring MFGM, which play an important part in babies' brain development and growth.
ByHeart never skims on protein. Their patented protein blend gets closest to breast milk thanks to the 2 most abundant proteins found in breast milk, plus broken down proteins. ByHeart never skims on their standards. Their formula is made with certified clean ingredients, plus it has no soy, corn syrup, GMOs, or palm oil. A lot of formula companies do use skim milk, so again, they are the only American-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, which is awesome. So, if you're curious about ByHeart, you can redeem your welcome offer at byheart.com/podcast with code WhatWeSaid20 for a limited time. Additional terms and conditions apply. Again, the code is WhatWeSaid20. Go check it out.
In high school, I thought I would have my summer romance first kiss with this guy. We went on a few dates, and I planned this whole kiss scenario, LOL, and told all my friends about it. It was going to be at sunset on our boat. I'd be driving, and he'd wrap his arms around me from behind. I would stop the boat and turn around, look at each other, and then kiss. And the next date
Is she a girl?
came.
Is this a girl writing in?
Yes. Well, okay. I don't know. Could be a guy, but she said I would have my summer romance with this guy.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't know.
We don't know, but I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And the next date came, and he ghosted me. And then a week later told me he was into my friend.
Not having the whole fantasy so specific.
Love her being the alpha, real. Not the passenger princess. That's what I was going to say.
I love the alpha energy of like, I'm driving the boat and like he comes up behind me and like
I stopped the boat.
Like usually it's the opposite. I feel like it's like he's driving me around and he stops and looks at me. Yeah. She's like, move over.
She's like, he's on the back of my motorcycle.
Wait, I love that. That's everything.
Sorry, he went for your friend.
That's so horrifying.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can convince yourself it's so real.
Yeah.
Like something that hasn't happened, you're like, oh, but this could totally happen.
This will happen. It's going to be amazing.
Not her trying to manifest and like the opposite happens.
Literally. You tried to force it too much.
Yeah, maybe that's why it didn't happen. Okay. Summer before my senior year, I started hooking up with this guy who was known for being a man whore, but we spent the whole summer together hanging out and laughing. He was so gorgeous and had the best personality. I felt like we were turning into something because we spent every day together, and he told me he loved me while in bed, of course.
Oh.
But
that's never good.
But school started, and he immediately hooked up with my best friend in my guest bedroom.
Oh.
Summer Fling was a fling, I guess.
Sad. Wait, that's betrayal like nothing else.
That is.
When it's not even just level. Like you had unrealistic expectations. He's telling you he loves you. Like you guys are getting along. You're like, we have such good chemistry.
Not the best friend.
What's up with these friends these days?
Seriously.
Okay, I had run into one of my ex-boyfriends at a mutual friend's house and casually said, we should catch up sometime, not meaning much by it. Okay. He attached much more meaning to it, and we ended up meeting up that night to hook up.
Okay, that one I don't know if we can be fully on. We should catch up sometime. Like, what did you mean?
We ended up meeting up that night to hook up. Like, okay, after it was all said and done, we were just chatting, and I had asked him, I heard you're moving. Okay, so she's like, I didn't mean anything, but then we met up to hook up. Like, okay, so you were in on it.
So, yeah, so you agreed,
she's
right?
Like, we just happened to kiss.
And then, whoops, one thing led to another.
Okay, sorry. We were just chatting, and I had asked him, I heard you're moving. He said, yeah, me and my girlfriend are planning on moving across the country with her parents. Had not mentioned his girlfriend once prior to this.
So casual.
So casual and so...
I feel like people think their exes are like not...
cheating.
Yeah, that it's like, oh, well, it's my ex.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's still a different person who you're dating. Yeah. So that still counts as cheating. And
if it's not me, it's cheating.
Yeah. If it's not your current person you're dating, you are cheating on them.
Yeah.
Let's keep that in mind. For him to be so casually like, well, me and my girlfriend are moving. It's like, what do you mean?
I was going to ask you, but I know that this hasn't happened to you. But if you have ever like kissed someone or on a date and then they're like, oh yeah, well, I have a girlfriend or something like that.
No.
Me neither, unfortunately. Never been a homewrecker for the plot.
Yeah, that is...
Not that I know of, at least.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah. Well, actually...
Still beyond shocking.
Actually, now that I'm saying that, I'm like, oh, this never happened. But when I went to go beg Nick to bring me back, he was like, well, I'm kind of talking to someone, but like, they weren't dating, but he's like, when I move home, we were going to like try it again. And he was like, but like, I want to kiss you. And I was like, okay.
Please.
But he wasn't like dating her. He was just like, oh yeah, she'd like come and visit him. And it was like, they were maybe going to try things out later.
Yeah.
But I swooped in, I guess.
Yeah, that's a little different because they're not actually dating.
And, you know, we ended up getting married and having children and being soulmates. So
right,
it's like,
right.
Wow,
it does hit a little different when, yeah, for sure.
That's my justification.
My longtime boyfriend, Leif and I were just talking about like our
lore. Yeah,
our lore on our drive. We were talking about our like first dates and then how he kind of was like going back to his ex at one point, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? I'm like, he is trash, trash. My baby daddy's trash. No.
My baby daddy's trash.
And
our new merch.
Yeah, we were just discussing all of it, and it was funny. It's funny to look back on.
I know, that is funny. Because it seems such a big deal in the moment. Yeah. And like, even that, what I'm saying, like, looking back, it's so not a big deal.
Yeah. And it's also so obvious to you. Like, I was saying how when he was like, whatever, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but
yeah,
I was like, I just knew it's like, you are not going to freaking date her.
Like, okay, have fun. See you back here in like 2 days.
No, literally, I saw this TikTok. It was not that concept, but it was like, I was going to send it to you. She's like, whenever my best friend goes and like hangs out with other people, she's like, did you see it? She's like,
I know where it's going.
She's like, I'm just like, oh, how was it? Like fake smiling with everyone for the past 2 hours. Like now you're back with like the real, now you can actually have fun and be yourself. Like how was it faking it with everyone? Now you're back with like the funniest person you know. And
that's so funny.
Yeah, we were just talking about that because I'm like, I just knew, I'm like, we have such good like chemistry and banter. And I'm like, good luck.
Yeah.
Like you will never recreate this.
Yeah.
And literally within 2 days, he's like, nothing will ever be the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know,
but I had to let you experience that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I know.
It's funny. Okay. My longtime boyfriend and I broke up summer of 2019, so I went on Bumble for a distraction and to have some fun since we had started dating young and I'd never dated around. Matched with a cute boy shortly after. 5 years later, we've been married for a few years and have a baby. Guess I'll never have a hookup phase.
Aw. That always happens. Like right when someone's like, I'm done dating, I don't want love, comes knocking at their door.
Soulmate has entered the chat. That's so funny. Like going on to literally just hook up and find nothing serious and then you get married to them. Well,
there might be something to that with going on a date if you are maybe someone who gets like worked up about the pressure and then you're like, I don't want anything serious. I'm just going to go hook up with him. And then you can like actually be yourself because you're not trying to be wife material or like act like something is different or act like something you're not almost. Then you can just be yourself, be funny, and then the person's probably more attracted to you, and then you can
stakes
allow
are lower.
that chemistry.
It's just like fun and so true.
So it's probably easier to connect, honestly, because you're just being yourself.
True.
I was 15, making out with my summer fling outside of a friend's house. We were really getting into it, and we're leaning up against the driver's side door of a random car that was parked on the street. After like
a random car. Wow. That's
bold. Yeah, that is bold. After 15 minutes, we decided to finally go inside. When we walked away from the car, it immediately turned on and drove away.
You're joking. You're joking. Oh my gosh.
That is so
mortifying.
Some poor person had been in the car the entire time we'd been making out against it and probably had no idea what to do besides wait till we were done. I about died of embarrassment then, but it's one of my favorite stories to tell now. That is hilarious. Can
you imagine the shock of it turning on? No. Oh.
And driving away. There's a hair on my freaking nose.
They're just waiting for you to be done.
That is hilarious.
By the way, your hair looks great today.
Oh, thank you.
You've really been you really took my advice to heart, and I didn't.
I know. You really got to me. You really struck a chord. Well, because I always think like, who cares? No, I'm not going to go into why.
The hair talk again like, for 30 minutes.
It's so hard. No.
Tell me.
It's just every time I'm like trying to put on an outfit and it really does like the last missing piece. I'm like, I just got to do my hair different. Like I got to mix it up because that's what it is. I just get sick of my hair down all the time.
It elevates it.
So when I do wear my hair down, then I like it more.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay. That makes sense. I feel the same way.
No when I one cares about me or my hair.
They do though.
Do you?
Do you guys care? Stop. I feel the same way. And yeah, when I actually put effort in, I'm like, oh.
But even putting a headband in is doing something to your hair.
Yeah.
Like I am very guilty of doing
absolutely
nothing to it.
Like not even putting product in.
No.
I am too.
No, never.
This is to mask the absolute grease that is my hair right now. But also, yes, it does. To put a headband or even like a hat on, like it adds to an outfit for sure. Which is great. Okay. I started seeing this dude one summer. We ended up dating for like 5 years. And his mom was a legit hoarder, like could be on Buried Alive.
Buried Alive.
So him and his brother built a shed in their backyard so they would have a clean, take it loosely, it was 2 boys, space to have friends over. Oh, that kind of makes me feel sad. Oh, that makes me feel sad. Okay. Am I going to hate him now after this too? Great. Because I have a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
I would always go over to his house and would have to wait for all
having a soft spot for a man.
I'm like, I would always go over to his house and would have to wait for all his friends to leave to have alone time with him. I was a virgin and end up losing my virginity in this shed in the dead of summer and continue to hook up with this dude. I would get invited over thinking we were all just hanging and all his friends would be in the shed playing video games. That should have been my first clue. Wait,
where would they hang or hook up then?
She said in the shed.
So they were playing video games and then you'd hook up in the shed with them in there?
I would get invited over thinking we were just hanging and all his friends would be in the shed playing video games. Okay, now I'm confused.
I'm very confused.
But basically, she lost her virginity in this shed because, you know, the house was a hoarding house. So they built a shed in the backyard. So that's where it happened. But I don't know about the video games of it all.
No. Okay.
She said that should have been my first clue. I don't know what the clue
is. Riddle.
A riddle. I'm like, yeah, now what's the clue for? She's like, the clue led me here. I'm like, racking my brain.
Literally like one of those riddles where it's like, how can two things be happening at once? Like, what?
How did I lose my virginity?
But never walks.
Literally, how did I lose my virginity in the shed? But they're playing video games. But I was alone with him.
It was a clue.
But it was a clue. Thinking I was alone, but okay. Anyway. This one I think we do need a little bit more context for, but...
Do you know what riddles I'm talking about? It's like,
yes.
It has light, but it's never bright.
Yeah. I hate riddles.
I know, same.
That is something about me. Whenever someone wants to come at me with a riddle, leave
me
alone.
Is that a thing that happens
often? Just like when you're in a group and someone's like, guess this riddle. I'm like,
you trying to cross the bridge just constantly?
What do you
mean?
Little
trolls. You have to... That's like the thing with little... Whenever people have to actually do a riddle, it's like in a storybook when there's a troll and they're trying to cross a bridge.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when that happens.
No, but have you ever been with like a group of people and it's like...
I have been.
Have you ever experienced that? Like, guess this riddle. Or like you're on a road trip and someone's like, you know, you're with a group of people and it's like, let's play this. I don't know. Maybe I've been in weird situations, but they'll be like, something like that. It's like, what talks? But da, 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 da. And I'm like, I don't care.
What whispers but never talks? Yeah. I did this. Wait, did you give me that Nancy Drew board game?
Yes.
You did. Okay. I was like, either JC or Abby gave it to me, but then Abby's like, I don't remember giving this to you.
When you said Abby, I'm like, maybe Abby got it for you. But I think I got it for you, and then I asked Abby, like, should I get this for her? I think something like that.
I think you got it for me. I'm pretty
so.
Sure. We played it. It was so fun. My mom, me, and Abby. And then Keaton kind of was helping, but not really. Like, me and Abby are so serious about that stuff. And so he would like try and get in there and we'd be like, you don't know what you're talking about. We're licensed
detectives.
We're very mature. We're not mature. Advanced detectives. Okay.
You guys are, honestly.
But we will both be, we know every time it's like, okay, there's a riddle. We have to figure it out. And we're like, we know it's so simple. We know it's not gonna be so complicated. We're trying to make it so complicated. We're like dividing, adding, multiplying, using code. And it's so simple. It's like, oh, just draw B like red to green. And it's so frustrating every time. But it was really fun.
You are good at those things, though.
Oh, thank you.
I am not. I think it's my impatience. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
If you're not doing it for fun, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. But even though sometimes I get like a little, I'm just like
escape rooms?
Yeah. It's like, let's just get the show on the road. Like, what is the freaking answer? I get like very impatient with it.
What's the answer? When the whole point of an escape room is
that's literally the point. It's like, take your time and like think things through. And I'm just like,
once you're done,
what
it's
is
over.
It? Yeah.
I know.
But it is fun. I also enjoy them.
We should do an escape room soon. A big group one. It's fun to do in a big group if you're not so serious about it. Because me and Abby will do them by ourselves because we're like, we want to do the riddles and we want to do the puzzles. But to do it in a big group is fun because it's more of like an interactive activity. It's not so serious.
Yeah. Yeah, it is more fun.
You don't have to be so locked in on everyone.
True.
Or on every puzzle. Okay. This is my last one.
Ladies, if we are trying to be in our responsible financial era, which we should all be doing, you got to check out Rocket Money. This is one of my favorite sponsors because personally it has saved me a lot of money and time, which are both very valuable things. So there's a good chance that you are paying money in subscriptions every month that you forgot about. Over 74% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about. I definitely did. Before I started using Rocket Money, I really feel like I didn't have a good hold on just a lot of my monthly expenses. I didn't realize that I was paying for certain things that I had, signed up for a free trial or something, and then I forgot about it. So I'm paying every month like $15 for something that I'm not using at all, that I just completely forgot about. And Rocket Money helps you to not waste money on these things because it can really, really add up. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings.
What's amazing is that Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you by up to 20%. So all you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and then Rocket Money will take care of the rest. They'll deal with the customer service for you, which is saves you time, which saves you money. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. That's rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out. One summer, I took my mom on a work trip about a 10-hour drive away from home from Vancouver to Banff, which is in different provinces. We got into a fight and I didn't want to be with her anymore. So I found the cutest guy I could find on Hinge to go out with me for a drink that night. My date thought I was local, but after I said I was from Vancouver, he thought it was funny. He had just had a job interview for a job in Vancouver the day before. Long story short, he got the job and moved provinces 4 months later, and now we have been living together for over 2 years. I had no intentions of meeting the love of my life that night, but it's really what they say. It will happen when you least expect it. Oh, that's cute.
What the heck? That's actually kind of crazy.
You have to thank your mom.
Wow.
For getting in a fight.
How old was she? College?
She didn't really say.
Oh.
Yeah.
She said on a work trip. Anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was done with her.
Drops your mom off in the middle of Banff.
Being a mom now, and when my mom comes to visit me, like she was here for a week and her flight got delayed, so she had to stay another night. And she's like, sorry. I was like, what do you mean sorry? Like, you being here is the best thing ever. Like, I wish I could literally pay you to live with me. To like be my live-in mom. AKA what you were for 18 years of my life.
Your role for the past 18
They're
years.
so helpful. They know everything. It's just nice to have someone like there that also is like taking care of you in a motherly way. Mm-hmm. And you know that they, you can trust your kids with them. Oh, it's the best. Mom, come back. I'm trying to get her to move here so bad.
I know. I feel like I have always like not cared. Like I've always said, I don't get super attached to like, we were like, oh, is it hard living away from your family? I'm like, no, like I see them all the time. I mean, mostly, honestly, my situation is different just because like my parents have flight benefits. So they can just come to us all the time because it's literally free for them. Whereas if they had to drive or they had to pay for flights, like it would be, I wouldn't see them as much. Yeah. And so it would probably be a little more like I'd miss them. I just feel like I see them so much. Like Jilly has literally been coming like once a week. She'll just come for the day because it's like free and she'll just have a free day. And I think with just the house happening and me being pregnant and stuff, but I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, once I have kids and like, or like I have my daughter, it will be so nice to have her here because I just like trust her.
Yeah.
And it's just like comforting.
Yeah. They know you so well.
Yeah.
My mom's a hoot to be around. My mom's going to be on the podcast. So just get ready. It's been a while since she's on. When our moms were on like at the very beginning.
So long ago.
And when me and Abby and my mom are together, it's just like mayhem. Like one of us is going to be the target for the night. That's the thing. It's like we have very sarcastic humor and like all of us are very similar. So it used to always be my mom, bless her heart, like growing up, like all of us would just like tease my mom and she just took it like a champ. And now that we're older, I feel so protective of my mom. Like I'll still tease her myself. But if my other siblings are teasing my mom, I'm more like,
come to her defense.
Don't tease mom. Like she's been through so much for us. And so we'll all just it's just a hoot of a time.
I know. My mom, I've been talking about this, but she was like trying to figure out this trip for my brothers and she's always like helping them so much. And I'm always like, stop helping. Like let them just like
figure it out.
Yeah. She's like they, whatever. They were supposed to check in. She has like access to, because again, they have like flight benefits through her job, which again, keyword, through her hard work that she does for them. They have flight benefits. And she's over here like, oh, I got to check them in for their flight. Like I have to set my alarm for like 4 something a.m. And I'm like, they can check in for their flight. And they were like, and I guess they had said, they're like, no, Mom, we'll do it. We'll do it. Like you don't have to like get up or whatever. And then she's like, and then I got up and they didn't do it. And she's like, so then they're on like the lowest tier. Cause like when you check in is how high of priority you have. So it's like, okay, then you might not make your flight. And I was saying, I'm like, well, that's their problem. Yeah. Like that's not your fault. Like she was like, I feel so bad. Cause now they're not gonna, and I'm like, release the burden and the shackles. This is their fault.
I know.
They have to learn things in life.
Yeah. My mom will always say that to me too when I will do the same exact thing. I'll be like, Mom, don't help them. Like they got to figure it out on their own. And she's like, okay, now that you have sons, imagine case like whatever, he wants your help. What are you going to do? I'm like, it'll be different.
Yeah, I know. I actually completely understand, but it's just funny.
I know.
She's
it is
always
funny.
like, oh shoot, now they, and I'm like, not your problem. Like I'm always
you
trying
become
to
like
just
the
be
second mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. It really is like whoever's being, like if someone was then, I was going to say, if someone was like ganging up on my brother though, then I would also be like so defensive of them. I'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's just like whoever's being.
That's how me and Nick are too with just parenting. If one of us is feeling like a little anxious or like worried about something, the other one automatically goes into like the secure role. We'll be like, no, it's going to be fine. Like, but it switches up because you have to have, or if one person's like being, okay, that's like more strict, the other person will like naturally just kind of be like, well, it's okay, you know.
I think that's good. It's balance.
Yeah, balance.
Okay, this is my last one. The summer after senior year of high school, I went on a first date with a boy I had a crush on who I'd known since middle school. The date ended him with asking me, will you be my girlfriend just for the summer? Since we were both headed off to different colleges on opposite sides of the country.
Honestly,
in the fall,
love the open communication.
We've been together for 11 years now.
Oh, that's cute.
Married for almost 6 and have our 4th baby due next month.
That's so cute.
Will you be my girlfriend for the summer? That's like a tattoo you need to get. You know, it's like one of those things.
Summer girlfriend.
Yeah, summer girlfriend for life. That is so cute, actually.
Summer fling for life.
I love when things work out.
This is to put your expectations for your summer flings through the roof. Like the person might not just be your summer fling. It could be your future spouse.
True.
Could be the future father of your children.
Or it could be.
So pick wisely.
Or it could be the guy who asked you to finger his
butthole. You could be putting your fingers up butts, or you could be finding your soulmate.
Finding the love of your life.
And it's really honestly up to you.
It is. It's up to you, your fate.
Yeah.
What you decide. Thank you guys for writing in your stories, as always. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. It's at What We Said Podcast. We also have been posting some stuff on TikTok. It's just What We Said, I think. You can watch us on YouTube if you want to see us when you're watching. If you like to watch video podcasts. What We Said Podcast everywhere. And you can leave us a rating and review if you're feeling extra sweet and thoughtful and kind today. Hope you guys are having an amazing summer. We love you guys so much. And that's what we said. Goodbye.
Bye.